Okay.
Hi,
Hey, guys.
hello, this is Nerdrant. Woohoo! That was a fast start.
Yep. I'm Dr. Zombie.
JJ.
He's JJ,
Yeah,
Junior
no,
Wolf.
yeah,
I'm also Seth. This is
he's-
Nerdrant.
Yeah, this is for us, and we are here, and we're talking about nerd things.
This is going to be about a 50-topic episode, but quick, not spoiler warning, context, not context, I'm forgetting the word. If we, sound weird and cut off, JJ's microphone is completely busted right now, so we're just going to stop and then
My
continue.
cats decided that they wanted to ruin my microphone, which is just fantastic, but, we're gonna roll with it.
So, but anyway, I'll just open up Twitter just to see what's happening. And, did you know we have a new doctor?
Yeah, come on, Seth, everybody knew that.
Do you know who it is?
Nope.
It's Rose, I think.
What?
The actor who played Rose?
Seriously?
I think.
What?
I didn't know this was happening when we were that close, so I don't know what to confirm or deny, but that is the tweet that I'm currently seeing, and that it's Rose as the new doctor.
What?
We had David, so maybe. I don't know. Anyway.
That's wild.
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about 100 different things, so that's thing number one.
Yes.
Thing number two. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Do you want to talk about solo leveling real quick, and then we just branch off from there?
Sure, we can talk about that.
So, solo leveling happened. We watched it. I watched it. JJ watched it. And it won Anime of the Year. I don't know if you saw that. It did win Anime of the Year. No, not Woohoo. Very bad.
Why?
So, the big thing with stuff like Anime Awards is, do you know what was nominated for Anime of the Year for solo leveling? Season 1 specifically. But do you know what came out while the Anime Awards were happening? Season 2. And so it's the same thing happened with Jujutsu Kaisen. It's like, oh yeah, Shibuya, this crazy arc that something crazy happened every week. That was after. It was the first half of the season. So it was just season 1 that was nominated, but then season 2 made it win. If season 2 didn't come out, I don't think it would have won. Because it's like an October through October thing, so everything in the early this year didn't count. So that's kind of my problem with it. Season 1, I don't think should have won. It definitely went to Freerin. But I watched it. I also watch anime. But JJ actually did watch it. He talks to some people at work, and he watched it. So we're going to talk about it real quick. Season 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So JJ, your thoughts. It happened. You watched it. Tell me about it.
It was awesome. It was really cool. And I think the coolest part about it is that it answered enough questions to make you understand it, but it didn't answer too many questions that it made it too deep. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so it wasn't like a deep thing, but also wasn't like a brain dead thing. Like, it had stuff happening.
Why the heck does he have these powers? Why is there a UI that he can see? Like, it didn't answer those questions. It answered, this is how his circumstances work. This is how it originated, and that's all you need to know.
Yeah, pretty much. So, so you watched him, get stronger, progress in season 1, season 2. Spoiler warning for season 2. Season 2, we saw him fight more, progress even more. He woke up his mom. He became an S-rank hunter, and then he beat Biru, the Chimera Antarch from Hunter x Hunter. That's a joke. If you get it, you get it.
Totally.
So what do you think about the fighting, the choreography, about the soundtrack, and specifically the story? Like, where we ended, what do you think's gonna happen? Because I've read the manga, and I just want to hear your thoughts on, like, what happened.
I think it was really cool to be able to see him grow over the course of the series. However, I did not like how fast he grew. It felt like by episode, 5, he was already, this buff dude who could do so much, and the only part of him that we actually get to see grow from that point forward is, how much things he can decimate at a time, or how many shadows he can control. I feel like his visual progression should have been more of a progression, not just an instantaneous yes.
Then in 2 episodes, skinny, 2 buff.
Yeah,
I mean,
because it was really cool to see that, and the skinny origin kind of made him more of the underdog protagonist, but then they kind of just threw that away and forgot about it, because then they already instantly made him OP.
Yeah, and he's OP, but not that OP, because clearly at the beginning of season 2, he couldn't actually beat the person. He couldn't beat the ice elf. He had to use his soldiers, which were stronger than him. They were still stronger. I wouldn't say, for me, I would not say he was as strong as Egress. Actually, I don't know if he is as strong still. I'd say he's still weaker than Egress. The S rank.
Egress was Egress yellow or red when you fought him?
Red. But like you got it. So not only was he that, but there's some other stuff like who Egress is. But the main reason he beat Egress, this isn't a spoiler, this is just he just got tricked. He just got bamboozled. But like raw strength wise, like what did Jinwoo do to him? He didn't do anything. Like, he did not damage him once, other than that trick of spawning the sword in his throat. If it wasn't for that, he would have lost. He had no power, and so that was a very large gap. And then when he levels up, so is Egress leveling up. So I'd say it's close, but I would still say Egress is stronger at this current point in the anime. But yeah. And then story-wise, like lore-wise, what do you think's happening? Like, what is the system? Who is he? Because you also saw his dad.
I don't know. I don't know if that stuff gets answered. Does it get answered?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
So it does get answered.
Like
that... so I just want to see where your thoughts are and where your thought process.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it...
But you ask those questions, though, right? Because
yeah,
there's one guy, when season 1 was coming out, said it was super overrated. I'm like, what did you watch? It's like, oh yeah, there's so much lore, like, in depth behind it, because I read the manhwa, and I'm like, who is he? Like, why is he the player? I'm like, oh, I just thought that was just because. I'm like, no, there was a reason why he's the player. There was a reason behind the system. It's not just a random thing. It's not a random video game. Like, that is very important. You don't ask that and want to figure that out, like, usually 2-3 episodes in. So there is absolutely, like, a deep story behind it. Not deep, like, philosophical, but there is a lot of, like, behind-the-scenes, like, lore.
I really thought that that's where the first couple of seasons were going to go, like figuring out what it is, why it happened, that kind of stuff. But it's not where it ended up going. And
nope.
It told some awesome stories. Like, it was really cool to see. But I will admit, by the time the end of season 2 came around, I feel like it was telling such a disconnected story from where we started that I was like, okay, how is this going to lead into the actual, like, relevant lore?
That's where we're getting. Season 1 was him starting. Season 2 is, like, upgrading, like, getting his abilities and stuff. That's where we're at now. There's 2 things that happen. One, the key that unlocks after, like, 100 days, right? Or after a certain amount of time. That's after beating the 100th floor, he got a key. That is very important. That is season 3. That is the main villain of season 3, most likely. That is going to be a massive fight. That's going to be, Jinju Island raid level fight. And you have the enemies at the end of the last episode. Those the ice looking guy and like just the buff jungle guy. Those are very important characters as well. That is leading into the main conflict of the story. All that. So we are. That's what season.
I'm very
3 is
much looking
go.
forward to that.
The only other thing I want to ask you about solo leveling: what'd you think of the final fight? Jinwoo versus the ant.
Freaking awesome. It was just absolutely awesome.
The soundtrack, just the bashing. I will say it was not as good as the manhwa, and that's because they just changed the way the story went a little bit. And in that fight, Jinwoo was struggling way too much. Like, in the manhwa, so you know how in the anime, he unlocked mutilation when he was about to get hit in the eye? Like, it was a last-ditch effort. Yeah, Jinwoo was bobbing him from the start. He was not getting hit. He just unlocked it because he was already dead. Like, the ant was already dead, and then he extra killed him. Not as a last-ditch effort. Like, he struggled way too much, but obviously that wouldn't be a fun episode then. Like, it realistically should have lasted, like, 3 minutes. Like, it should have got, like, speed blitz. But it was definitely, like, the ant kept running off and was surviving and doing way too much damage. That was a little different. But so Jinwoo was much stronger than it portrayed, but animation-wise, it was phenomenal. And the transformation, nothing like a good anime transformation when the ant transformed to the flying speed blitz. I was like, this is fire. This is fire.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I'm curious to see where the other characters go. It's been a couple times now where they've like introduced a character, had them explained a little bit, and then just kind of like pushed them to the sidelines. They've come back for like little moments in the series, but like they never dive into those characters, and so I'm kind of hoping that they end up doing that a little bit more in the future.
So there are some other characters that we're going to meet most likely, and they're going to be more important. I will say there is Solo Leveling Ragnarok, which is a sequel series, and it seems like certain characters have come back and are going to be more important. But this is generally about Jinwoo. Like, again, like this is a good show, great fights, but this is no Star Wars, this is no One Piece, like this is no crazy franchise with all these side characters. It is mostly just Jinwoo doing things.
Yeah.
So side cast is not super great. But anyway, let's move on to something else. James Gunn?
Yeah.
Okay.
DC?
Superman. Superman's coming out.
Woohoo.
And I'm very excited. I don't know about you, JJ.
I am also excited. I'm not like over the moon excited because it is still DC, it is still Superman, two things I've never been inherently interested in, but I am more interested in this than I was in any of the Man of Steel movies. So there's multiple things about this that I'm very excited for. One is with some of the trailers I've seen and like the way the actor's doing it, like the actor feels different when he takes off the glasses. Clark Kent feels different than Superman, like acting wise, like his mannerisms and everything are different. I like that. But also it's like the fact that Clark Kent / Superman is freaking out when Lois is like, so why'd you save him? It's like, because he was gonna die. Like, he's freaking out why he's being punished for doing a good thing, for saving life. And I'm excited to see that side because the Jack Snyder did so much damage to DC. Because Superman is not this dark thing. Like, this is the true Superman. The Superman that we're seeing in the trailer. The Superman that just wants to do the right thing. That's who Superman is. And everyone thinks it's this dark, gloomy, like, just strong. Like, no. He is a moral person. So I'm very excited about that. Just seeing this iteration. I feel like this is going to be a good iteration for the DC universe. I'm interested because they, even just in these trailers, they've already set up like 7 different like big characters that are going to get shows and movies and spin-offs, which is crazy to put that all on one movie that's probably not going to be too much more than 2 hours long. So I'm a little bit worried that it's going to feel too jam-packed.
That is my main concern. Not the fact that it's DC, but the fact that we have Green Lantern, we have Superman, we have Crypto, we have Mr. Terrific, we have Lex Luthor, we have like just all these major characters. It just feels like either the pacing is going to be horrible and it's going to be very fast paced, or it's going to have to be like 3 hours. Or these are very side characters and we're going to get like Captain America Winter Soldier afterwards. Or not Captain America Winter Soldier, Captain America First Avenger after Avengers. Like, we're going to get this Superman movie, and then we're going to get everything else, which will be a prequel, like, time-wise. Because I just don't see them introducing these characters and everything that's going on in a decent pacing for a 2-hour movie. So that's my only concern, but everything else looks very promising. There's another thing that I saw, JJ, from James Gunn on TikTok. And can you guess what it was? It was a trailer. But for what?
I don't know, Clayface?
Toys. No, this is good, because it was the classic action figure trailer. Hey, fill the one guy with sludge, and when you blow him up, he explodes. Like, it is a proper classic action figure trailer. And you can buy Mr. Terrific and Green Lantern. Project sold separately. Like, it is a classic trailer. Classic cartoon action figure toy trailer for 2025. And if we can get some proper stuff like that coming back, I am very excited. I'm not gonna get it.
Imagine those are like the trailers before the movie in the theater.
That's just my child. Like, I love looking at that, so I'm real excited to see where that goes and stuff. I didn't know if you saw that at all. That was what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I'm just very excited because it feels like this is a big passion project, and I think if this is good, this is the true DC. Like, this is where DC is gonna go from here. Because now we're officially in. Like, this is no, like, some of the other projects were left behind or just finishing up some loose ends from before James Gunn took over. This is now James Gunn's vision.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very excited.
I really want to note this because I thought this was really cool. James Gunn himself said that when he got offered the role as, head of DC, the first person that he called was Kevin Feige, the head of Marvel. He called Kevin Feige and was like, bro, I'm going to take this. Isn't this awesome? And they both just like geeked out over the fact that he's going to be head of DC. No bad blood, no nothing. Like, they're literal competitors, but they were both just like excited about the opportunity. And so
they are for glad. The fans.
Yeah, I'm very glad that we have two people in charge of these that are like on great terms with each other, that we're friends. Because don't forget, like, James Gunn directed the Guardians movies, right? He did some insane stuff for Marvel, so he knows Kevin Feige well. And I don't know, I'm kind of excited to see if they decide to like actually collaborate on anything, because there are comics where DC and Marvel cross over. Like, we're literally, for the first time in like 10 years, we're getting a comic with Batman and Deadpool, I believe it is, a crossover comic. So I'm interested to see if they do anything, even if it's not like canon to either universe, if it's like something like an animated series or something. Yeah. Or even just a one shot like Marvel does, like something that we get a little bit of a crossover for. I think that'd be really cool to see.
Maybe the only problem is comics are one thing. A full movie/show would have to be Warner Brothers versus Disney, and that's the collaboration that would happen. And I don't see that. I see comics, but a full, like, even a short movie with Warner Brothers and Disney, I don't see them agreeing.
Yeah.
Which sucks. But, yeah. Anything else you want to say about that? But, like, I'm just excited. I loved the little trailer for the action figure.
Yeah.
Cool. So, yeah. What do you want to talk about now?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about
now? Well, I just wanted to point out, Call of Duty just had a new season, and the only reason I want to mention that is I'm going to send you some images, and these are... So, I'm going to send you 2 images. Okay, apparently I'm not sending you any images because the file size is too large. And I'm not sending any because a single picture, which is just a screenshot from my PlayStation, is apparently too large to send on Discord. Discord's also dying, guys, just so you know. Like, I'm very scared to see where Discord is going. We can talk about that. Because someone from Activision Blizzard or something's taking over, like, or EA, like, I legitimately see us charging money to Did you see there's like an in-game currency, in-app currency if you watch ads to then buy Nitro?
Yep.
Like, I don't know how much longer Discord's gonna last. Like, straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the images I was just gonna show you were some of the Black Cell. I'm really excited for this season's Black Cell because instead of like the fire and the gold, which has been the last few seasons, it is a ghost theme. So it's a lot of black with like blue ghost chains.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really cool. It's a lot different than the last few. So I'm very excited. And I joined the Battle Pass. Well, do you want to talk about your first thoughts on Splitgate? Because we both played Splitgate now.
Sure, yeah.
So we talked about that last week. If you guys were living under a rock, some new shooters and update on shooters. But now JJ's officially played, and I've also played a little bit more. So we have some more.
Yes. Let me see. I want to see if I can pull up my hours played. Because I've played a good bit already.
I'm at a whopping 2.
A whopping 2. I've been having a good amount of fun with it. It very much reminds me of how Halo multiplayer played.
That's what I feel like just from looking at it. It's like a lot of Halo mixed with some Portal mechanics. But if you've played Halo, and that's what I even see, like, the developers clearly grew up playing Halo.
I'm at 4.5 hours so far.
See, I'm trying to grind to Unreal for the Fortnite season, which is done in a week, and then I'm also was trying to grind the Black Cell before the end of the season for Call of Duty that ended 2 days ago, so I wanted to play more. It's just, with seasons, it just really sucks when you play 3 or 4 of these types of games and you try to complete the battle passes and stuff, because it is just...
Excuses.
Rip. No, FOMO. Do you guys want to hear more about battle passes and FOMO? We have episodes on each of those.
Sigh. Anyways, yeah, it's a lot of fun so far. I've mainly been playing. Oh gosh, what class is it? It's the purple one, the one
Meteran,
that's in like the center.
Meteran.
I don't know. The scout type one that has like the scan ability. That's the one I've been playing. It's interesting. I like the gameplay style of that class. I do not like how a lot of the weapons in this game are like charge up weapons.
Yeah.
That is kind of
Do you
annoying.
have the game pulled up? Do you have the game
do.
open? Okay. Keep talking. I want to try something then.
Okay. Yeah, I have Meridian, that's the name. Meridian is the one that I play. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the charge
up.
weapons. I like the the basic guns, the assault rifle, the carbine, like they're good weapons. But then when we get to like the one shotgun that I unlocked and the heavy pistol, how that you like have to charge them. It's not a long charge by any means, but it's enough of a charge to make it inconvenient in a fight when you need to shoot somebody and it just doesn't shoot right away. So you miss your entire shot and then you're dead. It's kind of annoying.
I went on like a 20 kill streak because I just like survived the entire round and I was just picking up guns because I was running out of ammo and I picked that one up and it killed me. It almost killed me because what's it called? The charge up and like the spread and everything. It was just really awkward. Not expecting it. Anyway, I just sent you an invite. Can you see if you can join?
It says invite to join. Splitgate 2 is not detected.
Can you join in-game? Is that what it said in-game?
No, that's what it says on Discord.
Oh, did you not connect your account?
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Oh, hold on. Add friend, player not found. Okay, apparently you're not found.
Gotcha. So this is pretty much, I just wanted to test. I did invite my one friend that plays on PC though, and they're able to join through Discord. So like, I want to try to figure that out, but that's going to, imagine how nice that's going to be, just to be able to add anyone on Discord.
No, here, Doctor's Armory invited you to their party.
Oh, can you join?
Why is your picture Midas?
Because that's my profile picture on PlayStation.
Ah.
Because that's just like the random free ones.
The notification just disappeared. But I did get it. I don't want to join because I feel like it's going to like kick me out of the Discord call or something.
I say join because yellow. I sent you again. Oh, I saw the party invite sent. Maybe.
Yeah. There. Okay.
That's actually that's so cool. That's great. I love that. And then I can just if I go here, maybe.
Live reactions, everybody. Let's go.
Pretty much, I can't select the tabs. I can't add friend or anything. I'll do that. We do that later. But I just want to try that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyways,
that's like
Battle
a really
Pass
cool feature.
is kind of underwhelming.
It's not
I get that
great.
it's like a beta pass, so it's not like a huge thing.
trying
I imagine the
some
next
random
pass will
stuff.
not only be longer, but have higher quality stuff. But the editions are just kind of like scattered and not great, which was like the one thing that I didn't really like from X Defiant 2 was like their battle passes didn't have a cohesive theme. It just felt like such scattered stuff. So I hope that they kind of like pull themselves together and like pick themes for stuff, even if it's just like a color theme. So like this next season we get like all blue themed stuff. So we get like weapons with like blue glowing lights, and we get like each class gets a skin that has like blue theming and blue coloring.
That's one thing I think we're just going to have to wait and see for the full game to launch and see how the seasons are going to go and like what updates are going to be. Like, are we going to get a new class of the 3? Are we going to get new weapons? Are we going to be stuck at these like 3 classes for like a season or 2? Or are we going to get like a new class? I'm hoping for a new class because I know that's hard for an ability wise, and like they have to make how many new guns, but it just gives you so much to do because that's how many guns and the main character that you have 25 levels to grind. So if we get one of those every
season,
they
probably won't give us
so
a
much.
new class. I think it'll probably be a case of season 1 launches, we have these 3, and that gives people time to learn these 3 and level up these 3, and then maybe every season from that point forward we get one. Because think about it, not everybody's actually playing the beta, and they haven't done much of a PR campaign either. So as of right now, probably nobody has known that the game is out, apart from the people
Yeah.
who have closely followed it.
I mean, you say that, but then it's number 1 on PlayStation and Xbox. So I think people know. I think people know. But
Maybe.
I see what you mean, though. So I think it's really just wait till the game fully launches. The season ends in 5 days. So we'll have that for you soon.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see where it is. I dropped a 61 kill firecracker game with the burst from the... what class is it? The arrows. That... It's fun. I'm enjoying the game. So I'm really excited to keep
That's
playing.
the other thing that I really want, a stats menu. We don't have any way to
That
view
was another
stats
thing,
or
yeah.
anything.
No stats or, like, you know, combat record, last 10 or something. And then the only thing that, like, I was asking JJ, I haven't seen and I do want to figure out is what the upgrade currency is. The Prolium. Like, what does that do? Like, do you prestige your characters and weapons so I can level them up again and get those rewards again?
Yeah, we got some, but I'm like, I don't know if I'm like able to use it or something.
Because it's in the
battle
pass too. Like, I have.
Yeah,
20.
I can like go in and look at my weapons, but like I can't spend any tokens to like buy levels. I can't do it for the classes either. I have no idea what they're supposed to be for, and that's probably like a full game release thing. They're probably just giving it to us now so that we have some extra when it launches.
Yeah, the highest thing I have right now is Eros is level 6, and the burst is also level 6. So the burst would probably be closer.
Is
6
level
out of
12,
10.
and my assault rifle is maxed out. So
okay, so we'll have to wait and see. But I think that's enough for Splitgate. In Call of Duty, any other game or something?
Have you been keeping track of Borderlands 4 and their announcements and stuff?
Not really.
Okay. Did you see the one thing that the developer said about $80 games?
I saw something about it, and I'm not super excited if I remember correctly. What was it exactly?
He was the creative director, and he was asked on, I think it was on Twitter, like, somebody said, please don't make this game $80, and
that's
his
right. If you care about
like,
the product, you're
it was like, if you're a true fan, you'll find a way. And it's like,
and it's like, no, that's not. I forgot that was Borderlands. I did hear about that, and I was like, clearly, that is a let them eat cake moment. I'm gonna be honest, that's a let them eat cake moment.
Yeah,
bro does not understand what the problem is.
Mm-hmm. It's like. He seems like a good guy. Like, he's, for the developing and everything, he's done a great job. He runs a great studio at Gearbox, and like, they seem like good developers that don't have too many shady tactics, at least. But then when he says something like that, it's like, okay, why are we saying this here?
Yeah. Another different game, though, but I know I mentioned it too, but I'll just mention it here because I'm going through the pre-orders again. Rust is coming to console. JJ was blown away that Rust was still a thing.
I'm like, I know it's still a thing, but I didn't think people were actually still playing it enough for it to get a port.
Yeah, it is very much a thing. So I might pick it up. It's only $50 for the base game, and then the Ultimate's $80. And then there's like something else for $85, which is the Ultimate Edition. But that says 80.
Did you see? I don't know where I saw this. I think it was just on Twitter or something. But I saw somebody broke down, like, I think it was the most played games over the past couple months. Roblox is number 1. Like, it has
Roblox
the most players right now, which is crazy to me. Like, and it's weird because I feel like Roblox probably shouldn't be counted as a game because it's more of a platform. Like, I see Roblox as closer to like Steam or something than I do a game itself, because it's just a listing place for people's games.
Yeah, but I think it's because of the way they set it up, especially being multi-platform, that it is classified as a game more so than an app. So it definitely is, but like in a technical term, it is game.
Ooh, I know what we should talk about here. Did you see that it was like officially confirmed that Xbox is trying to bring Steam to the next console?
Oh, is it officially? I have not seen that. I have not been able to do as much
They said they were looking
Okay.
into bringing other platforms, specifically Steam, to the next Xbox console. They also said that they're like putting the Xbox dedicated handheld on the back burner right now, and they're focusing on coming out with something closer to a Steam Deck, where it's going to be basically a handheld Windows PC,
Okay.
which will still work with Game Pass and cloud streaming and all that, but it
Yeah.
won't be a dedicated like a gaming handheld. It'll be more of a PC, like the Steam Deck.
Gotcha. That's crazy. Speaking
Yeah.
of handhelds, I saw some guy saying like, "Oh, Switch 2." It's like, but what about the exclusives? Like, you can just play the exclusives on the Switch on the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
So funny.
It's worth noting though, with this move, the console wars are essentially over. Like, it's done. Because
mean,
this
it's
means
been done. They
Xbox
already
will be
admitted.
able to play the PlayStation exclusives that come to Steam. Because
Yeah.
they're going to have the Steam platform, which means that's it. It's over.
Oh no!
Whoever you
you
wanna-
saw the video Tim sent, right? Like it's Xbox and PlayStation against Nintendo
Yeah.
at this point. Like actually, and
pretty
it's
much.
kind of great. Like that, the console wars were already over. PlayStation won them, right? If we're talking mainstream console, PlayStation won, whether you like it or not.
Xbox
But
decided they were done
Xbox,
fighting
like,
and focused
Give the
on
towel
Game
and let's
Pass.
just work on giving it to everyone instead of ourselves, because clearly ourselves aren't going to win. So let's just make it as good as we can for everyone, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
And
And
I'm
so
excited.
Everybody's sharing now. Everybody's having a great time.
Ish.
We're all playing games.
Well-
I got a free PS4 the other day.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be playing none of the new Peak games. I don't think you're going to be playing Ghost of Yote on that.
Womp womp.
But I will say it's PlayStation's still on the lower end on this though, purely because we're still probably going to have year-long to release. So like when Ghost of Yote drops, I don't think that's going to come to Xbox, not just Xbox, but Steam. It's probably going to be a year after launch and then it will come to Steam. But in time, it will be on Xbox then. Like when it comes to Steam, it'll be on Xbox same day because of this, most likely. Because that's not coming out till October, and that, you know, a year from that, meaning that console will most likely be out, I would assume, right?
Yeah.
So that would be 2026, would be like end of 2026 would be a year after the game drops, which would be it on Steam, which means the console might be coming out or is out. So yeah, that's huge. I can't wait for Master Chief. I'm not playing Master Chief.
You have to play it. I'm gonna make you play it.
No.
We'll play it together.
No.
Bruh.
But yeah, no. That's pretty cool. I'm excited to see where that goes. So do we have a timeline? Like, is it next year? Do you think this console's coming
We
out?
do not have a timeline. I think they said
Okay.
they wanted to get the next gen out by 2027, but I mean, that's still up in the air. There's nothing
Yeah.
confirmed yet.
Of course, they definitely have a little bit of advantage in the fact that they didn't do a mid-gen, so they can release it sooner. PlayStation had to spend that time on the Pro, so their console might release a little bit later, so maybe 2028. So they have a year or two advantage because they weren't working on that major release. They were working, but not on something that came out, and they had to spend time. Because then PlayStation also did the Slim, so they had a PS5 Slim and Pro that they worked on and released, which is very different than increasing storage, which is what Xbox really did, right? They didn't have anything other than like the diskless X.
Yeah. They just added
And
more storage.
storage.
There was no like power increase.
There was no like anything extra or like a Slim. So yeah, okay. And then speaking of not PlayStation, Nintendo, Switch 2 is about to drop like soon.
Yep, it's like a week or two away.
I'm gonna actually look it up because now I'm wondering. Switch 2 release date June 5th. That's gonna be before I go. That is 5 days actually.
Yeah, that's like less than a week. Oh my gosh.
That's 5 days, JJ. Actually.
Wow.
Okay.
So we'll get to see the new Mario Kart, the new Donkey Kong, Silk Song ?
We're just gonna see what drops. We're gonna see the release. Okay. Wow. I really thought that was gonna be a little later in June. That is now.
Yeah.
And
It's gonna be fun. I'm
That's
excited.
gonna be fun, but that makes me more worried that it's 5 days away, and there's not more buzz about it. Like I saw that it like pre-order sold out, but like why are people not talking about this more and like getting excited, like anticipation? I feel like there was more anticipation for the Pro. There's obviously a lot of negative anticipation as well, but I feel like there was more anticipation for the PS5 Pro than the Switch 2.
Think about it. Why would Nintendo fans talk about anything? They don't need to. They're Nintendo fans. Xbox and PlayStation always, they were always competitive, so they always had something to talk about. They always had to lift up one console or the other. And then there's just Nintendo that's over here just playing by itself in the sandbox. And it's like, yeah, guys, here's a game. Play it, have fun.
You're right, though.
It doesn't matter if you like it or not. It's a game we made sold out, and you bought it.
Buy it.
Exactly.
We sold out and you're going to buy it. You know what? Fair enough.
It doesn't really matter what they do. People aren't going to get excited about it because they know they're going to buy it anyway. There's no problem.
That's so right. Anything else about that? Any big deals? Because the PlayStation State of Play just dropped. A bunch of big summer sales. Black Ops 6 bundle, which is really funny.
Yep.
How many months later? The only thing that's kind of just the reason I saw people mentioning that is the fact that it's still cheaper to buy that than an Xbox right now. The same tier, a discless PS5, 1 terabyte with Call of Duty is cheaper than the discless 1 terabyte Xbox X, Series X. By itself. Because of the price increases, which was $70 or $80 for that.
Oh, and because the bundles are super cheap.
A little cheaper, yeah. So the PlayStation 5 disc digital Black Ops 6 bundle is cheaper than the base Xbox Series X 1 terabyte.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just interesting. That's just kind of weird to see. And that's another reason why, I'm really excited to see what this whole Steam thing does, because clearly Xbox is... I want competition. Competition is important. The reason, without competition, we have outrageous prices like the PS5 Pro, right? That was because there was no reason to stop them to make it that price. And I want competition. It just makes everything better, makes the UI better, makes the gameplay better, makes the consumer practices better. But clearly Xbox is struggling. They're struggling. Sales are struggling. Performance, they're struggling. They had to increase their prices.
They're struggling on certain fronts. I think they're struggling on the console sales, and they're struggling on people being interested in the console. But as a company, they are succeeding in so many other places that I think it kind of levels out, because Game Pass has taken off exponentially, right? And that's mostly just Game Pass on console. There's also Game Pass for PC. There's also cloud streaming. There's also, all of the other devices that can now be an Xbox, like a freaking Amazon Fire Stick can now be an Xbox. So there are so many different things that are kind of making up for the lacking front of the consoles when it comes to Xbox. So I wouldn't say they're not struggling.
Hard.
They're just not trying very hard when it comes to the hardware. And so when they finally do come out with that next console, that is going to be such a huge jump in hardware. Once again, because we didn't have a mid-gen, it's going to be one generation directly into another. That is not only going to be a power upgrade, but it is also going to have so
Steam,
much more
PC,
involved.
Extra. So I'm just, that's what I'm saying though, that specifically, obviously Game Pass does do well, but as a console and sales and everything. So I'm really hoping this does well so that we have competition for PlayStation, but also maybe some partnership too. They already are having partnership, right, with Steam. So I'm really excited to see if maybe PlayStation can start playing nicer and just see that's only going to be better for everyone except Nintendo fans.
Yeah. There's also then the possibility of Epic Games also maybe coming to the console, which is something that we talked about a little while
Apple,
back.
Right? Apple's one of the, Apple and Sony just came to Apple, so definitely seeing some good things happening in the world.
Which could be awesome, because Epic Games just, they confirmed that they're not going to be stopping their free games program. So, the free games that they give out every 2 months or so, they're going to be doing that throughout the next year. So if that ever comes to console, then imagine the amount of free, single player and multiplayer games, indie games that people are going to be able to play just through that.
So here's my big question though, if Steam's coming. Game Pass. Not Game Pass, but the multiplayer. If you got Black Ops 6 on Steam and you're playing on the Xbox console, in order to play online, are you going to need the subscription? Because if it's through Steam, could that be a way to get around that? And then you don't need the monthly subscription anymore to play online, so then Xbox won't need that directly?
I guess that's fair. I mean,
I want to know that, because that's still the biggest thing, right? Like, I love my free games, but then I'd still would be paying for the monthly subscription, so I might as well just keep doing the PlayStation games and the Xbox games if I have to pay one, plus Epic Games, obviously, which is free completely.
Unless they make it so that you can only access the Steam store if you're subscribed to Game Pass.
So Game Pass allows Steam.
Yeah, it like unlocks the other store.
Maybe?
Because here's the other issue is, and I'm sure we talked about this before as well, but like when it comes to the libraries, people already have a huge Steam library and people already have a huge Xbox library. So when they come together, are people going to just have multiple copies of a game? Are they going to get free credit for something? Or like, are you even going to be able to access the games that you own on Steam? Or are those solely for PC and you have to buy the console version when it comes to Xbox? Like, that's an important thing to look at when it comes to this. Because yes, that element of like multiplayer is free on PC, okay, but then when it comes to Xbox, usually you have to buy a dedicated version for that console, and I don't see a reason why that would change here, but I don't know. It's
because with that, but then like the problem with like if you need the store, so then if I want to play like Terraria, right, like I could play it single player and I want the Java PC version, do I need to then play Game Pass just to have the version that I already own just to play it on my console?
Yeah.
That sounds really bad then. Like, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to buy Game Pass just to have access to the game that I already bought. Like, PlayStation and Xbox, right? You have all these Game Pass games, but you need the subscription to access that. I fully bought my Steam games. I don't want to buy a subscription to access my library. I already have the library. So
I mean,
that's
it's almost
cool.
100% guarantee that you're going to have to be connected to the internet to access the Steam library.
Yeah.
Like, that's almost
Internet's
without a doubt.
one thing, though. But like a subscription or an account, that's a different thing. I don't want to have to buy something to access stuff I've already bought. Like, I want to keep my Xbox and PlayStation games that I bought because I bought them. But I don't mind losing my PlayStation Plus games because I never bought them. Like, it could
just end up being like a nice thing, though, that like if you're paying for Game Pass anyway, being able to access all of the things on Steam as well.
Yeah.
And I imagine this crossover will probably go both ways as well. So you'll probably be able to subscribe to Game Pass on Steam and get access to a lot of, even if it's just like the core Game Pass where it has like 28 first party like Xbox games. Even if it's just that, you'll be able to subscribe to that through Steam on PC, which could be quite nice.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
All this is rumor. The only thing that was confirmed was that it's happening in general, right?
Yeah.
So we don't know anything on how the actual specifics of this is going to work.
Totally.
Anything else? Other random crap.
Other random crap. Cue the thinking montage where we have to figure out what the heck we're going to talk about.
Okay, here it is. So it's $430 for the Series S, whereas it's $399 for the digital 6 bundle.
Dang, that's really not bad.
So $400 and you get a 1 terabyte digital with Call of Duty. Yeah, that's not bad at all.
You know, if I can fix up this PS4, like get the disk drive working and just clean it out, and maybe even trade it in for like, even if it's like $200, then that could be awesome because then I could use that toward PS5 and actually be able to play the games.
I mean, right there, like you get that bundle, like then you have Black Ops 6 for that bundle for that console.
Exactly. And I saw they released a bunch of other bundles too, right? Like there was one for Spider-Man, wasn't there?
I didn't see any others. This is the one that's because I saw it from Charlie Intel from the Call of Duty side. I didn't look at the actual, because I have a PS5 Pro. I'm not getting one. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were doing different bundles for different games. Like I'm 90% certain I saw like a promo for Spider-Man, and I want to guess that they're probably going to do it for some other first-party ones as well. So maybe God of War, maybe Horizon, something like that.
Okay. That's pretty hype. So yeah, definitely get one of those. If you can trade in 100, even 150, like that's still half off from a $300 bundle like that. That's not bad.
Yeah.
One other random thing that I saw. So I know I talked to you about this guy. Do you remember Popular Mimose?
Yeah.
Did you see that he's on the internet again? Not in a good way. Not in a bad way. In terms of classic Dream SMP type characters. But we have body cam footage of him. So I was looking back and I still feel so bad for him. They broke up, like him and Jen, his wife, broke up like 6 years ago now. And it has just taken its toll on him because he had that abusive girlfriend. Then he got married to someone else. And this time he was just drunk. Like he had a bunch of Fireball and weed on him. Like the body cam footage was they found him sleeping on the sidewalk. And what was really sad about it was they were making fun of him. And it's like, can you Minecraft your way out of this? Like, didn't he play Minecraft? Like, yeah. Like, they knew who he was. And it's just really sad because compared to the other ones, like, you know, the Dream people, like, they were bad people. He didn't do anything necessarily bad. He's just at a really low point. And it's just really sad to see that because he was massive for so many people. Like, you know, you grew up with Stampy and Dan. I grew up with Popular Mimose. I think I watched Popular Mimose more than Dan TDM. So it's just really sad to see that. But that's been going around a lot. But again, it's nothing bad. Like, I've also seen a lot of people comparing it. And it's also really sad that that's the standard now for Minecraft content creators. That they don't do that. And I'm like, no. Like, yeah, no, this is not... At least he didn't do that. No, like, he's at a low point. Like, we're not comparing this. Why are we comparing this?
Yeah.
I'm just scrolling through Twitter and my bookmarks.
I know. EA actually just
I saw something bad about
another big game. It was a Black Panther single player game.
That's right.
It was supposed to be like a huge one made by the same people who did the Jedi games, Respawn. They've been trying to get it out of pre-production for several years now, but EA has not been very cooperative, and they just shut down the entire project after 4 years of it in pre-production. They just shut the entire thing down, which is really unfortunate because stuff we did get to learn about it sounded like an awesome game. Like, you're gonna get to play as T'Challa, Shuri, and whatever the other guy's name.
That's a lot of Marvel
Michael
games
B.
canceled.
Jordan's
Black
character.
Panther. There was a different Spider-Man game, right? That was like into this Wolverine. Got canceled.
Wolverine's still no. Wolverine's still coming.
I thought that was canceled too.
No, I'm pretty sure it's still coming. But yeah, they canceled that, and a little while back they canceled like a Mandalorian game. They canceled I forget what they were. A Titanfall. It was like a Titanfall and an Apex crossover game. So basically a bunch of big hitters that would have made them a bunch of money, they decided to cancel, and they laid off like a bunch of employees, which is really not great. And it seems like the only game that they're letting move forward right now is the next Jedi game from Respawn, which is going to be the final one in that trilogy, which doesn't give me high hopes for that studio after that, because if they put out this game, I know it's going to do great because the first two games did amazing, and so it's going to be a great game, it's going to perform great, but because it's confirmed to be the last one, if they don't have plans to make like a spin-off game that they actually are confident in, I would not be surprised if EA just cuts the studio, like,
because they just can't
honestly
pull the numbers again. Because they can't pull the numbers that they have been, like, what's the point in keeping them around nowadays?
Exactly.
Which is sad.
Which is really unfortunate, because this is EA, right? Like, it's a huge studio.
They have the money. They absolutely have the money. But they don't.
They absolutely do.
They want to save the money. They don't want to actually spend the money.
They do. It's really unfortunate. But that's how it is. And I feel really bad for all those developers, because after having a bunch of games like that canceled under their studio, they can't have very high morale.
No. Yeah, that sucks.
Damn.
I just sent you something. One Piece live action season 2's around the corner. It looks like. We got our first trailer a little while ago. This past week or so.
Woohoo!
And I'm very excited. But I sent you. We got our first look at Chopper. Tony Chopper. I'm not a huge fan. I just sent you it. Watch it. It's good.
Wait, where'd you send it? Oh, there
Discord.
It just popped up. Oh my gosh, what are you?
Yeah, this is I did not have high expectations with it. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
So-
it's a little special.
It is a little special. So we'll see. It's like live action Sonic. The first one. We'll see. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. As long as he's fun. Like, I like how at the very beginning so that's how he hides. He doesn't understand human nature, so he hides the wrong way. So with his legs out. So I'm happy that they're doing that. So clearly they understand a little bit. And in the one other trailer, they're gonna have like a slumber party, and Usopp brought like one of the snails that's like a projector, and he even joked, "It's like I fixed it. You don't want to know how." Because it's a living object, so he had to like do something to fix it. And then everyone hangs out. Sanji brings popcorn. Zoro made it. It's like, you made it, thinking that he was gonna get lost. And I was like, do you sleep with those swords? Maybe. And then Usopp asks for popcorn, and Luffy just gives him 3 pieces. So it's just a fun, like, it again. Like, I'm excited for this because clearly they have a passion and they have an understanding of the original source. But quality-wise, I'm scared for Sanji. Not Sanji, Chopper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
Did you see the trailer for Fantastic Four?
No, I don't think so.
Right.
But that's because
You can
I'm
watch it.
excited. That's because I'm excited because I want to watch the movie. I am watching that one. So I did watch one or two.
Dude, There's 2 trailers already. You gotta go see them.
Or I don't, so then I can have less spoilers.
It's not a spoiler. Just watch the first trailer. If you don't want spoilers,
I watched
the
the
first
first trailer. I did watch the first trailer.
Okay, well, at least you saw one then.
So I that's what I'm saying. Like, I know what it's looking like, and I've seen some stuff, and I'm very excited for it. Like, this one I'm also excited for. It's, what, Galactus is the villain?
Yep, Galactus.
That's my only problem. We'll see how that goes. Because I feel like I just feel like Galactus as like a major first villain, and then like, I don't know. I feel like that's just a wasted opportunity. Like, I feel like Galactus should be almost Thanos, or like whoever.
Well,
who was the other one that we were going to do that got canceled before Doctor Doom?
Kang?
Kang. Yeah, like, I feel like Galactus could be Kang level.
He could be, and here's the thing with him is, it's pretty much, I don't want to spoil it because that's a.
Is it a trailer thing or just a theory?
It's an
like
end scene
comic
thing
for
Thunderbolts.
Okay.
The theory currently going on, and this isn't 100% confirmed, it's just a theory, and it's just based off of hints that we've gotten, is that they aren't going to be able to beat him. And this is even just based on the first trailer. They aren't going to be able to beat him, and so the reason that we're jumping from such like a 60s, 70s vibe to the MCU somehow is that it's 60s, 70s in their universe. Like, not time specifically, but like, that's the aesthetic of their universe, is that it's like 60s and 70s.
Like, they didn't progress as much, so their 2025 is
they just kind of
or
like
1980s or something.
Because they're like technologically advanced. Like, they have advanced technology, but their aesthetic is still 60s and 70s. And so, but the theory is that the way we're jumping from that to our modern kind of aesthetic is that in their universe, Galactus wins, and they have to like, they
transport
their
or
universe.
Something to ours.
Yeah, and they have to run away to ours to try and find help, and that's how it kind of loops all together. And people are saying Galactus is technically a multidimensional being, so he could follow them, and he could remain a villain in Secret Wars as well.
If that's true, that's massive. And I'm very excited for that, because we don't see villains lose. Like, we don't see villains win. We saw Thanos win, but at the same time, we knew he was going to lose in the second one, because we already knew a second movie was happening.
Yeah.
So, if we know, like, a massive thing like this is happening, like, that does give me some hope. That gives me some hope for the Marvel universe, because Doctor Doom ain't doing it for me.
Mm-hmm. And people also said, like, Galactus would technically exist in the MCU universe as well. He's just off somewhere else. And a lot of people were saying, Silver Surfer, how he's technically, in 90% of the comics, he's a guy. The reason that he would be a woman in this universe is because that is a character in the comics. They have a female Silver Surfer. But this one is because they didn't want to use the legendary character of the Silver Surfer in a universe that is going to be consumed.
Ooh.
Yeah. So they used the female version here so that they can use the male version in the MCU. They can use
the main version for the main films and mainstream. Okay. And that's all theory you said, like just based off of just the trailer and the end. Okay. So Marvel and DC's back. New game, Splitgate, doing fantastic. Call of Duty's looking pretty cool. Console wars are at an end, and they have officially teamed up against Nintendo. And Rose Tyler's now the Doctor. That's your too long didn't read of today's episode.
Pretty much. I mean, that sums it up.
Pretty much. I'm not just on brand.
And I'm General.
And we'll catch y'all next week for the last episode of the Fortnite for the season, or the mini-season, because Star Wars things are going to happen, other things are going to happen, meteors are going to hit, but it's actually not meteorites, it's meteor shower thing, bobber. Yeah, cool. Go follow our Instagram and Twitter and podcast, and I'm really tired. I just said the same thing like 3 times. Follow our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Nerdrant Podcast. Join our Discord as well.
And do that. That's probably the most important. Okay, bye, losers.
Bye.